Hello, I'm Sam Alexander, a senior software engineer and consultant for IBM. Today I'm going to show you an example of how to integrate Domino data with WebSphere Portal applications. Now there are several ways to do that, but today I'm going to show you the IBM Script Portlet and how you can use that along with your favorite HTML, CSS, and JavaScript frameworks to integrate Domino data into WebSphere Portal. Let's start by taking a look at the Domino application. Our Domino application is a simple defect tracking system. I've created a Domino form that captures the inputs for our defects, including the description, the created date, the reporter, the tags, and the rich text body of our defect. Then we have a Domino view that shows you documents based on that form. That's straight up Domino 101, a simple defect tracking system built in Domino. Now, we are going to enable integration with Domino data with a special feature called Domino Data Services, and that has to be enabled for your database. And the way you enable that is to go to File, Application, Properties, and on the last tab there's an input called Allow Domino Data Service. And here I've selected Views and Documents. You must enable this, it's not enabled by default. Now, likewise, for any view that you want accessible via Domino Data Services, you have to enable the input called Allow Domino Data Service Operations, and you do that on the View properties in Domino Designer. With those two inputs enabled, now you can pull up a web browser and test to make sure that your Domino data is accessible via Domino Data Services REST APIs. And here are 3 documents in the database, and they match the same 3 documents that I've went ahead and added to the Domino data. So good. Now that we have Domino Data Services enabled, now I can talk to you about building the WebSphere Portal application that accesses the Domino data. Before I show you how I built it, I'm going to log in and show you the sample application running. I've also got the Network tab in Chrome enabled so that you can see the XHR request going back and forth to Domino. I'm going to log in, and I'm going to click on the Script Portlet here, this tab here, and notice that we're showing the same 3 documents that were in the Domino view. And if you look at the XHR tab, you'll see that a request is being made to Domino data to get the JSON. This is the same JSON that I showed you earlier, and I'm rendering them in the view here. I can click on one of the documents to pull up the details. Notice another XHR request is made to pull up the document details. And to keep it short and for simplicity and brevity, I'm allowing you to edit one field in this document, and that's the description field. Now, you could actually enable any field for edit, and notice what happens when I save. An HTTP put is sent back to Domino, and the data is served. And when I go back, the data has been updated. And when I go back to Domino, notice how the word test here, when I refresh, the word test will be gone. Okay, so that is our sample application running. But how did we build it? The Script Portlet allows you to build your single-page applications with your favorite frameworks. I'm using Backbone.js here and Bootstrap, but you could certainly use Angular or something like that. And you can think of the Script Portlet as kind of like an empty portlet that you add your own code to. The Script Portlet has a built-in editor, but developers usually prefer to use their own integrated development environments, and here I'm using Sublime. And when I make code changes, I can use the Script Portlet's push functionality to push changes to the server. I'm going to start off by showing you the index.html file. In a Backbone application, you create templates that make up the different views of your application. This is a particular template that is showing you the actual view of the data when you first visit the site. So this is the view that represents this list of documents. Okay, so I'm basically creating a table, and I'm using _.js's templating engine to bind that JSON data to the page. That's for the view of the list of documents, and the same thing for the document details. the one where when you click on the document, it opens up the details and lets you go into edit mode. I have a template for that. It's called Template Issue Detail. And again, I'm binding data to the page. Here's a hidden form that gets exposed when you click the edit button that you can type in a new description. And again, I'm binding data to the page. Now, that's the two templates, the list of documents and the document details in Backbone.js. But let's look at some of the code that makes that work. I'm going to go way down here and show you that that I have in Backbone, you have the different parts of your application are made up of logical views, and I've got a Backbone view here that uses the template that I showed you earlier for the document details, right? And it is backed by a Backbone model, and the model holds the JSON data from the API calls to Domino. And here I'll point out just one thing. I'm binding a click event on the Save Description button. When you type in a new description and you click Save, this function gets called, and I take the value that the user entered into the form, and I use that description as the new value of the description, and I ask Backbone's data model to save it, and that results in the HTTP put back to Domino. The other thing to point out here is that I'm just simply using API endpoints for Domino Data Services. You can see them here. This is well documented in the Domino Data Services API for accessing your view data and your document data. The URLs look a little strange because I am proxying the AJAX request to Domino via the WebSphere Portal's AJAX proxy, so that we can adhere to the browser's same origin policy. So there's our API endpoints that allow us to make REST API requests to Domino Data Services. That's a quick overview of how I built this application with the IBM Script Portlet, Bootstrap, Angular, and Domino Data Access Services. Thanks for listening.